Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about Scarlet and Violet 151. Now, I guess there's been a little bit of controversy in the community regarding Pokemon investing over the last probably couple of days, but let's get straight back to normal proceedings. It is, I suppose a lot of content creators are starting to push this real lull in the Pokemon investing market. And today's video, I guess, is all about showing you one set that is bucking the trend. Because to be honest with you, most Scarlet and Violet sets look like this. So this here, of course, is a picture of Scarlet and Violet base. And as you can see, singles pricing has been absolutely tanking. Now, this is a fairly similar trend across the board. We've seen it in Paldea Evolved, although there are some singles inside there that are bucking the trend, like the Magikarp, just because I think that artwork is absolutely fire, and it was probably a touch underrated when it first came out. We're also seeing it with Obsidian Flames, and we're likely going to see it, I guess, with Paradox Rift as well, the newest English main set to come out. But there's one outlier sitting here, and this is sort of the question of the whole video. Why? Why is Scarlet and Violet 151 bucking the trend? We're going to get into some information soon around singles pricing. I'm going to pick probably, 7 or 8 singles and just explore where they're sitting, where they've been traveling over the last month, and delve into why that particular card might be moving. But for the moment, to answer the question why is Scarlet and Violet bucking the trend? Because, every other Scarlet and Violet main set seems to be taking massive dips. And we're not just talking 10 or 20% on singles. We're talking like 80% or in some cases 90% on singles. And, it brings about another question to me when it comes to people that talk about singles investing versus sealed investing. Like, it just always throws that argument back to sealed. Like, it's almost like a safe house or a safe investment, for lack of a better word. Like, even if you can get a Scarlet and Violet base booster box now at, I don't know what you might be able to get one for, $80 US or $90 US, but is it ever going to dip below that? Likely not. So you're sort of parking your money in a place where it's pretty safe. Whereas if you'd bought up some Scarlet and Violet base singles, can they still go lower? If you bought them 6 months ago, you'd be battling. And most people have, I guess, come to the conclusion that the best time to buy singles is probably like a year after the sets come out, or at least 9 months after the sets come out. So why have most Scarlet and Violet singles been tanking, but 151 seems to be holding strong? Now, I think it's a pretty simple equation for the first few Scarlet and Violet sets in base set, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, and I can guarantee Paradox Rift will fall down the same sort of path. And that's simply that supply and demand curve. And I know it sounds so simplistic, but it also rings true for 151 as well. And the answer on 151 is that supply is less than demand, or demand is greater than supply. Like, it's as simple as it gets, but we can probably delve into that a little bit more. And here's a little bit of a conversation with the guy that I buy my cards off sometimes. He was talking to his distribution, and they suggested that he can put in for some more 151 numbers. They didn't say what he might get, but it works similar in the car industry. Like, when we order cars, at the moment, when supply is really low and there's demand for models, we just try and build everything. We go, yep, let's take a RAV4 for argument. Everyone knows Toyota RAV4, but we go, like, we want all the hybrids. We want 10 cruisers or 20 cruiser hybrids. We want 20 XSE hybrids, 20 GXL hybrids, and we likely get none. But it's open to order them. And so this is one of the issues that he was having, and this is in Australia, by the way, with the distribution side on 151. Of course, the hottest product, it seems at the moment for 151, seems to be booster bundles. If you look online at the moment, you cannot get a booster bundle for what seems like under, in Australia, $80. You might get lucky, I don't know, but what are you getting? 6 booster packs, so you're paying Australian $12 more, touch more, $12.50 per booster pack. which is which is which is starting to get up there, really. If you compare it, you can pick up Elite Trainer boxes for that sort of price currently. So it's strange that booster bundles seem to be performing almost the same as an Elite Trainer box. When Elite Trainer box, you get more packs, plus you get a promo. But anyway, back to the distribution side. He can put in for whatever he wants, but he doesn't know what he's going to get. Like, are you just going to get stuck with poster collections or binder collections and not get probably the hot ticket items that you actually want, which is booster bundles, Elite Trainer boxes, and maybe some ultra premium collections? So I guess what it comes down to is this unknown side, as in he doesn't know whether it's a restock per se or he doesn't know whether it's a reprint per se. And I hear it around the traps through other channels that, you know, what's really going on with the supply of Pokemon 151, or I should say Scarlet and Violet 151. Are we going to get more massive waves of reprints? Is it going to be like the last special set from Sword and Shield era, Crown Zenith, which has just picked up another massive wave or another massive reprint? And now, like, look at singles pricing on Crown Zenith, and that is a beautiful set, just like 151 is a beautiful set. Is reprints going to kill the market? And at the moment, we can't get enough supply, as in demand is outweighing supply. And I think that's one of the reasons that singles pricing is holding so strong. Now, there's a second main reason that we really need to take into consideration as well, just before I look at some numbers on them, and that is pull rates. I think people were surprised with the pull rates from Scarlet and Violet 151, especially after Obsidian Flames. And it's almost like Pokemon companies being a bit reactive with pull rates, as in at the start, we got Scarlet and Violet base, and we're getting 2 reverse foils per set, plus a holo per pack, 2 reverse holos and a holo per pack. And the pull rates for illustration rares and special illustration rares and full art cards seem to be pretty strong. Almost 50% of packs that you opened, you were getting something or getting a hit per se. And then it seemed to soften up a little bit on Paldea Evolved, and then people were like, oh, well, maybe that wasn't right either. And then all of a sudden Obsidian Flames come out and the pull rates just seemed too easy, especially for those bigger chase cards like the special illustration rare Charizard. And then 151s come out and it's almost flipped on its head again, that the pull rates seem quite difficult. And this could be another main reason why singles pricing is remaining pretty strong, because the pull rates are pretty tough for those cards. Plus, the demand is there and there doesn't seem to be supply. Like, when's the last time you went into your local gaming store or even a big box retailer and found 6 booster bundle, like the 6-pack booster bundle sitting on the shelf? They're pretty hard to come by. So I think with those two things in play, that's probably the reason why Scarlet and Violet 151 prices have remained pretty stable. Anyway, let's jump in and have a look at this. So the first one, the big chase card from the set, Charizard EX. Currently sitting at $122.78. And we're literally just looking at the last month, because we all know this set has not been out for very long. How long has it been out for? 3 months? Just under 3 months? 2.5 months? Anyway, we're looking at the last month. So over the last month, you can see from this graph, Charizard EX has had a little bit of an uptick. $122.78. It's actually gone up roughly 10% over the last month. Again, like I was saying, bucking the trend. Compare this to Charizard Special Illustration Rare from Obsidian Flames. The graph on that looks awful. Even Charizard Alt Art from Brilliant Stars over the last year. That thing has taken one hell of a nosedive. So why are these special chase cards taking a nosedive and these are either going up or staying very similar? I don't know about this Charizard. I don't want to put the dampeners on it, because some people love it, but for me it's not really my favourite Charizard card. I think I like it more than Obsidian Flames Charizard, definitely. Is it as nice as the Alt Art Charizard from Brilliant Stars? I don't think so, but each to their own. Moving along, Blastoise EX. Currently $51. Now this card has seen a little trend downwards over the last month. It's probably down roughly 8%. I don't know if this is as nice looking as the Charizard and Venusaur EX from 151. It's obviously, it's taking up a lot of the frame and there's less of the, I suppose, artwork and niceness around the outside of it. But Still a beautiful card, second most expensive card in the set, but yeah, down 8%. Next one, the Venusaur EX, rounding out the original starting trio, $45.39. Same thing, this has seen a little bit of a tick upwards over the last month, currently up about 5%. I really, really like what they did with these starter trios from stage one, from starter, stage one, stage two. I loved what they did. How the pictures flow on from each other. Fantastic artwork, great job, hats off. You've done it again, Pokemon Company. Next most expensive card from the set, the Zapdos EX. This has followed a bit of a similar trend to the Blastoise, and it's currently down about 8% over the last month, $41.93. But like, nothing to be alarmed about. Not going down as much as other sets. Certainly not going down as much as Scarlet and Violet base or Obsidian Flames cards. So not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Probably my favourite card, not probably, definitely my favourite card from the set is the Alakazam EX. This is one hell of a nice looking card. $36.06. It's remained pretty stable, but you could probably argue it's dropped a couple of percent over the last month, which it has. But such a nice looking card. I wouldn't be surprised, and this is just a prediction, I wouldn't be surprised if in some stage in the future, this card was no longer the 5th most expensive card in Scarlet and Violet 151. It wouldn't surprise me if this moves to top 3, but could be wrong. Anyway, moving along, next one, the Charmander EX, $34.09. And this has taken the biggest rise out of the special illustration rares throughout Scarlet and Violet 151. It's actually been up 20% in the last month. And rightly so. You know, Charmander is, of course, the starter to the Charizard lineup, which makes it a bit more special, I guess. Charizard, that lineup always seems to hold a bit more weight than the others. Beautiful card, deserves the credit it's got, deserves the 20% uptick that it's got, and same thing, based off pull rates, it's not the easiest card to pull. The final one, which is probably seems a lot stronger in the Japanese 151, is Erica's Invitation. $30.63, has taken a bit of a hit, though, on the English side over the last month, down about 22%. However, if you add all those top, what do we go through, 7 cards? Those top 7 cards up, you know, some are up 10%, some are up 5%, some are up a couple of percent, some are down 8%, some are up 20%, some are down 20%. All in all, though, the top 7 chase cards combined value is relatively stable over the last month. And if we add them all up, I don't know what it's going to come to, but say it's $340 worth of value for the top 7 chase cards. This is in US dollars, by the way. That $340, if you pulled all 7 a month ago, on the raw singles market, you're worth about the same a month later. Now, what other set over the last 12 months could you probably say that about? Not too many. Certainly not Scarlet and Violet base, certainly not Paldea Evolved, certainly not Obsidian Flames, and I can guarantee you, without jumping to any conclusions, that, you know, Paradox Rift is going to follow a similar trend. So that's what it boils down to. The why of this whole video, the why is simply supply and demand. And we did break it down into a couple of reasons: pull rates, obviously the lack of supply, and maybe the lack of communication through a distribution level about what stock you can get. Is there going to be more reprints? That's still a bit of an unknown. Like, there should be. Far out. Like, it's like a license to print money, this set. Why wouldn't you print more of it and sell more of it? Like, as a business point of view, if you're the owner of Pokemon Company, it would make no sense not to reprint more of it. Like I said, license to print money. They're not here to look after us collectors to give us rare cards. They're here to make money. Anyway, that's my take on it. This is PokeOz. I'm Michael. Catch everyone next time.